So, very warm welcome to all of you for the monthly course demo webinar. So, this webinar, myself and my colleague Moving host every month. You should be in, he's already joined. I need to check. So, this particular webinar we run every month towards the end of the month to primarily give you basically an exposure towards what is happening in the core industry. Right? Core industry, as you all know, the segment which we target is about core electronics segment, which includes various components and pieces, which includes the semiconductor, telecommunication, robotics, or 5G networking, electric vehicle, and consumer electronics, right? The wearable devices. So there are tons of verticals that is part of the this particular core industry. So we are going to talk primarily about what is happening in the job market. Especially given the fact that there is already enough and more recession worries are there. Many of you would have been worried about your future, and also we are increasingly seeing the trend where there are a lot of services companies which has given the basically the campus offer, but they're not given the joining dates. Anybody in this webinar today like that? Sir, I got an offer from campus, but I did not get joining date. Can I get some answers? I will not read your names, don't worry. Let us see anybody is like that. And let them type. So we are seeing so many different type of audience. So every month we meet and we primarily talk about three things. First thing, we talk about what is happening in the core job market, what is happening, what are the trends, and why the core segment continue to hire. Even though there's a lot of recession, and I think we are kind of closing the fourth month in the year 2023. We have been seeing tremendous momentum in the job market. What are the reasons behind that? We'll try to understand that, right? Then second part is where we talk about our course, where Moveen will be taking the session, the second session, where he'll be talking about how our embedded systems course is going to get delivered. Because whenever we're talking about a course that to a long-term course, that to a placement-oriented course, there'll be a lot of questions in your minds, right? Will online will be as effective as offline? And in the online, when I'm learning how I'm going to get exposure to the hardware, suppose I have any doubt, how do I seek, right? Because predominantly what happens whenever I say online learning, people sign up for a course, but people never complete the course, right? There are many reasons behind that, but ours is not. So we'll try out, we will call out, how we make this particular entire program very good, very much engaging, right? Then the third part, we'll come back again and talk about the placements again, more from the process point of view, how to apply for placements for Emertxe, when the placement starts, and some of the do's and don'ts about placements, and then we'll go towards the closure. So towards the end, I'll also share the latest batch dates and also our counseling team's contact details. Some of you are already talking to them, and then in that case, you can continue to do the same. But in case you are new, because we are trying to reach out to these students or your community through many ways. That's why I asked anybody through our campus ambassador join, because we are running this internship program where we are asking them to forward this webinar request to their friends. Some of you said they were already came through that webinar, or you're already talking to your counselors. So what happens to our counselors? They have a big challenge, because whenever they are on a phone call, or even sometimes they come physically face to face to our NG Road office and take counseling, the timeline is limited. For example, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or half an hour is what they can counsel, right? But still many questions will remain unanswered. So that's one of the other objective where we run this particular webinar. Quite extensive. We start at 7 o'clock, and 9 o'clock is the scheduled time, but generally it gets extended. The reason being, majority of the times we extend the webinar because of the questions that you are guys going to ask. I'm already seeing good number of questions have already come in the window, right? We ensure that each and every question is answered to our best of our abilities, because my idea is not to just close between the given timeline, right? Because it's going to be your career choice, and our responsibility, myself and Mubin's responsibility, is to give you guys the necessary information so that when you take a decision, you take the right one. Okay? And believe me, you are the right person to take the decision for your career. Nobody else can take. Somebody can recommend, somebody can suggest you, or somebody can give some information and the necessary inputs to you. That's what we are trying to do in this particular webinar. But ultimately, you are the boss, right? You are going to call what is important for your career, and that's how it should be, right? Otherwise, if somebody forces it, or somebody tries to put their opinion on your head to choose a career, that's not the right way. Okay, so it's the silver bullet we always say in our webinar is that this webinar is more of an awareness, information sharing, and I'm pretty sure as time progresses, yourself will see lots and lots of questions will come in the window, right? Some of you might even look into past webinar recordings, right? Pretty much question and answer is what we get bombarded, right? And that's what makes the webinar interesting for me and Mubin, because for us, except a few slides, right, pretty much every slide remains the same. So we don't want to get bored, so we wanted to make it interesting. So that's, I would say, you guys make the webinar interesting. So the ground rule goes like this: we use a chat window, to basically communicate. And one point about the chat window here is, this is not a go-to meeting where you'll be able to see each other's messages. So there are, whatever message you are typing, everything is reaching me. You will not be able to see the message because it's a webinar, right? That's point number one. Second thing is, whenever you type in this particular window, I read out the question, I read out the person's name and then answer, and then I also confirm that, are you, comfortable with that answer. But you still have questions, keep on typing. Okay. So I will take questions in the, every end of every section. As I said, 3 sections we are going to discuss: high-level job trends, market opportunities. Then we want to our course details and our placement process. The three steps. Towards every section, we'll take questions, but you don't need to wait till the section gets over. As and when you have questions, you can just go and keep on typing in the chat window, and we will pick it up, whenever we are coming across the discussion point. Okay, so that's what we are going to do right now. Okay, that's a protocol that we are going to follow. Okay, so with that note, shall I go ahead and kickstart the webinar? Can I get some go ahead from all of you? Okay, Sudeepa is telling yes. Can I get some more responses? Okay, Babu, Abhishek. Abhishek is telling I enrolled for the 26th batch. Great, Abhishek. Okay. Then we have Shweta Ambika, Uma Devi, Akhil, a lot of you, right? Then Lavanya is asking some question related to internship. I'll come to you, Lavanya. We'll go ahead. Okay. We'll get started with the webinar. All right. So let me put to the slide with the presentation more. Keep typing your questions. No need to wait for the questions to be asked, right? Okay. So majority of you already know this particular our organization, Emertxe. People don't know how to pronounce. You should pronounce it as Emertxe, because some of you pronounce Emertxe, right? The right way to pronounce it is Emertxe. We are an edtech company. We started in the year 2003. We've been in this particular domain for almost 20 years now. And from a technological standpoint, we have been focusing on 3 areas. One is the embedded systems, IoT, and then the full stack web development, right? So embedded systems and IoT is what predominantly we do under the brand called Emertxe. The full stack web development, which we have been doing in the mean stack, JavaScript based stack, we kind of taken a pause due to pandemic, and now we'll be restarting it probably another 2-3 months down the line, under different brand name called WebStack Academy. That's what we do. And this time we are going to make it as a MERN stack. Mean stack is MongoDB, Express, Angular, and Node. Now we are going to make it as a MERN stack or React-based stack. So that's what we do in a full stack web development, right? So embedded systems and IoT is our flagship program, which is being taken by a few thousands of students every year. And at a high level, what are we trying to do, right? We are trying to solve 2 challenges that we are facing broadly. One is, as you all know, India has become a country of engineers, where every year we have lakhs and lakhs of engineers graduating, but very minuscule percentage of them are having the employability skills, right? Their mark sheets looks good, and their academic theoretical wise they are looking good, but when it comes to the practically applying that particular knowledge, which is what engineering is all about, they lack those practical skills, right? So what we do, we basically take these students, put them to a 6 months training program, both in embedded as well as in the IoT. Guys, I'm seeing a lot of questions rolling in. Keep it rolling. I'll come to that. Okay, don't feel I'm not reading. I'm just getting started, right? I'm already seeing some 10-12 questions have already come, right? I'm seeing questions from Shaikh. I'm seeing questions from Anil. I'm seeing questions from Guda Mahender, Sirisha, and then we have question from Harish, and then Mallikarjun, Sudeepa, Sanjaya. Great, right? Please go ahead. Keep typing. No worries. I'll pick it up when during the window. Get to see before even we kind of warming up, right? So many questions coming up, right? Go ahead, next. Right? Very glad to see so many questions coming up, right? So that's what we do. We put them through a 6 months training program, make them hands-on, industry ready, help them to get jobs. As I said, my first section, I will talk about the jobs in a few minutes from now, right? That's the first segment of people. The second segment of people that we talk about is basically the working professionals, where people get into the first job, but the first job is not meeting their aspirations, right? So, for example, people might have studied electronics and they would have got into service company, or we also get people who are from a different profession. For example, people would have come from gone to academia, they would have become professors, they want to come back to the corporate sector, or we may have people who are into the marketing and sales type of job, or people who have gone into manufacturing type of job, right? Or they're working in some sort of embedded, but kind of a legacy embedded, more of a SCADA, PLC SCADA kind of thing, more focused towards the manufacturing side of it. So when they wanted to resume and come back to the mainstream industry, they have two challenges. One is like they're already working, right? And due to that, for a personal reason, they cannot quit their job. That's the challenge number one. Challenge number two, they gain some work experience. They need to reposition themselves. The resume should look different. That's they can target to these type of companies who are hiring from us. I'll also show those logos shortly, right? So what we do, the same set of people, working professionals, we put them through a evening program that suits more well for them. You don't have any restrictions as it, but that's what the working professionals typically choose. So they kind of take it in the evening mode, typically from a similar timeline, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then they, polish their resume and then they reposition themselves and then try to apply for the core companies which are recruiting from us, right? So those are all the target audience, and that is the technology courses that we do. And any program that we run, I can see the diagram there, a pot made by a hand. We make our training programs hands-on because learning by doing is the only way that we can go and build our skills. Because majority of times, whatever when I spoke about engineering, right, you would have studied technical subject, but the subject you would have studied in a rote-based manner. Even people when they're studying a C programming, they will by heart the syntax, where to put semicolon, where to put colon, but that's not the idea, right? The idea is to really solve problems using their programming. Mhm. So that's what we do. So when things are done in a hands-on manner, the skill development happens, and the skill development happens, then people gain confidence, students gain confidence, and people with the confidence and the skills, when they're getting into a placement opportunity, that's when the magic happens, right? When they're exposed to the placement companies, right? So people come and ask me, sir, how come in a matter of 6 months it is possible? How come in a matter of 8 months it is possible? 5 months it is possible, right? What engineering cannot do to me for 4 years or 6 years, right? The miracle has happened in a matter of 5 months or 6 months, right? It's all because of the hands-on training program that we do, which takes care of everything else. So that's what we do as an organization. So coming to our team, as far as leadership team is concerned, three of us are part of the leadership team. Mr. Maas is the managing director of the organization. He primarily looks into the business side of the responsibilities, right? And then myself, I am one of the leadership team member here. So primarily my responsibility includes placements, and also I drive a lot of outreach programs, which includes the internship and non-technical internship or campus ambassador programs, webinars. So that comes under my responsibility. And we have Mr. Mubin, who is a technology head. So Mubin will be joining, or I don't know whether he's already joined. He's our technology head. Mubin heads a team of, he's already there. Yeah, Mubin heads a team of mentors who is responsible for delivering these training programs, both embedded and IoT. Of course, full stack, we are getting started. So his team ensures that all the batches, be it online, offline, embedded IoT, all the training programs are scheduled as batches and delivered as per our delivery quality. Ensure that students are able to build on their skills. So that's what Mubin does, right? So Mubin will talk about it shortly. But before that, let me also introduce a little bit more about myself, right? So I have more than 20 years of work experience. Finished my BTech in computer science and engineering from NIT Warangal in the year 2001. And I worked for three different corporate companies. I started with a startup called Ishoni Networks, so where they were making a broadband networking. Those days it was like it was all what you call a dial-up connection where you used to get 56 kbps speed, right? Now recently I changed my home internet to an optical fiber. I'm getting like 300 to 400 Mbps, and I'm having a 5G where I'm sitting at almost like 350 to 400 Mbps, right? So we are sitting in a world of miracle these days, right? But if you look at 20 years back, basically, it was a very slow internet. So the broadband is supposed to revolutionize that. So we're building a home gateway as a part of the first company, Shoni Networks. So I worked with the networking protocol side for 2 years. So then I quit and came to a bigger company called called HP, Hewlett Packard. So HP, where I was part of the inkjet printer firmware team, where I was building since I came from my networking background, connectivity background, I continued there. Worked as various roles because I spent about 7.5 years with the HP. working on various connectivity and networking software, which includes device drivers, middleware, applications, etc. And I played different roles there: senior engineer, lead engineer, manager, etc. And in my last assignment of HP, I was driving an initiative where we're trying to directly connect the printer to the cloud. That was also the initial days of cloud computing. Now everything is in cloud, right? Okay. So that was the last project I was part of, and then I quit HP and went to another third company in my corporate city called Huawei Technologies. Huawei, many of you know, it's a Chinese telecommunication company, and they also make a lot of wearable devices these days. But when I joined, it was a telecommunication company making all sort of telecommunication networking equipments. So I was part of the team where our team was customizing Linux for various Huawei's product lines. Linux as an operating system is very popular in embedded systems because it helps in various advantages, being it secure, being it customizable, etc. In fact, the embedded course that we are, this particular webinar is going to talk about, good amount of focus is given on Linux. Right? So embedded and Linux are kind of inseparable, you can say. Right? So I was there for 3.5 years. Overall, 12.5 years I spent in these three organizations. Then what next? What are we going to do next? Right? So that was the question. Then I thought I should do something which I really like. It's not that I was not liking what I was doing in a corporate. I thought I should really chase what is close to me, what comes natural to me. And that's when Emertxe happened. As Emertxe was started in the year 2003. I knew Mars for a long period of time. Then I thought I should make the plunge. So I quit my corporate career in 2013. 14 onwards, I joined here. During those initial days of Emertxe, I also used to be one of the mentors. I used to teach classes. I even used to handle placements in a hands-on manner. But over the time, we also grown our teams. Right, Mubin was another mentor. Right, along with us, we used to have some more mentors. So we used to teach as a mentoring team. Right now, anyways, we have grown. We only front end on a required basis, right, like this webinar. But we have a huge pool of team. For example, Mubin has about 50 plus mentors who are full-time delivering these training programs. And added to that, we have a very vibrant placement team, which I am part of, where they handle the entire operations. Be it talking to the companies, talking to the students, scheduling interviews, right? So now we are kind of taken a step back, and then we kind of ensure that things are in place. So that's what we do as an organization, Emertxe, and as a leadership team, and myself at my individual capacity, right? So I'd like to pause here and may request Mubin to introduce himself. Mubin, are you there?
Yeah, sure, Jay.
Yeah.
So hello everyone, good evening and welcome to this webinar about course demo of embedded systems course. And I would like to briefly introduce myself. My name is Mubin Jukaku and I work as a technology head at Emertxe. Primarily, I manage a set of technical mentors who deliver trainings in the area of embedded systems, IoT, and full stack web applications. So my primary responsibility is to make sure that the technical team delivers the training with quality, and once the training is done, we basically allow the students to participate in the placement drives. So idea is that students are well skilled, and after they are skilled enough, they can apply for core companies, and we ensure that students, after they are skilled, they can apply for core companies and get a good job in the required domain with the right skill set. So in this webinar, I will briefly introduce you to the delivery methodology of the trainings what we provide. I'll also walk you through a demo session of how the online trainings are delivered. Plus, I'll brief about the support ecosystem which you will get. And also, I'll walk you through a learning management system portal, which you will also get access to once you're enrolled for the course. You'll see what all resources are available and what all basically features are there as part of the learning management system. And if you have any technical queries, you can feel free to ask us. We'll be happy to answer your queries. So I'll hand over to Jay. You can maybe continue.
Thanks, Mubin, for the introduction. So what I'll do, right, as you said, the first portion, I will talk about the high-level placement trends and what is happening in the job market. And I'll also show you guys some recent success stories, a snapshot of this, what is happening among our students. So I'll do that, and then as moving said, I'll hand over to him to run you through the technical details. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And talking about placement companies, as I mentioned in the initially, it's been our core strength over the years. And we have companies which are categorized into different domain wise, as I said, be it networking, semiconductor, automotive, electric vehicle, etc. Or you want to categorize them based on size, whether it's an MNCs, India based companies, mid-sized companies, startups, right? You kind of categorize any way we want, right? You want. So we have 1,200 plus companies which are recruiting our students. Almost all the big names that you can hear in this industry, be it Qualcomm, NXP, Honeywell, Harman, Sharp, Microchip, HP, where me and Mubin come from, the same division, the printer division, which where we used to work. They hire, but I think today or yesterday one student got placed there as well. And recently, we are seeing a lot of electric vehicle companies. We had, companies like Ether Energy, who makes the. In fact, few months back, we had Ola Electric is coming in, and now we are having, Ether Energy coming and recruiting one of our students, right? So, both the size and type of companies across all the domains, we have been having a tremendous a portfolio of placement companies, and I'll show you statistics now how much they are hiring from, right? This list is keeps changing, the logos keep changing. This is just a snapshot. You can check our social media or our website to get to know the latest, what is the drive happening and which student got selected. Pretty much our entire information about placement is open and transparent, both to our existing students as well as, an aspiring student or our interns, right? The information is pretty much open, right? Which we've been doing from the beginning, right? So this is all some of the snapshot of placement companies, and as I said, the logos are growing quite well. Okay. So now let us spend a few minutes about what is happening in the job market, right? Because as I said, as the year 2023 ended and 24 started, the recession worry started happening, and if you see that kind of the fear is kind of getting compounded, and you can see many companies are laying off employees, or they're not giving their joining date, etc., etc. Right? So let us briefly look into what is happening with respect to job market, right? So let us divide the companies into three segments, right? The first segment, let us start about startups. So startups, when I say companies which are based out of India, they are mainly raise their capital via venture capital, etc., right? And who are trying to disrupt the market with their product and solutions, right? So if you look at these organizations, definitely the news is not good. There have been a lot of layoffs that happened already in this. Continue to follow a lot of challenging situation, because the funds have dried up, and each startup is asked to move on to the profitability. Earlier, they were all making a lot of losses. Some of them continue to do, but there have been strong push on them to become profitable. So when they look at that, right, they understand that they have much more manpower what they actually need, so they end up laying off, right? So you can see, in fact, I would say EdTech, right? Unfortunately, it's been one of the most affected sector, where especially the K-12. We operate under higher education, post engineering. But if you look at the K-12 or whatever, the school is highly affected segments, even among the EdTech, right? So definitely the news is not good. Layoffs are happening, continue to happen, right? The second thing what we are talking about is the services companies. That's why I asked the question already. How many of you already have an offer letter, but you did not get a joining date, right? So what these companies have done, every year they have some projection towards the type of projects that they're going to get in. And based on that projection, they went and made some offers in the campuses by visiting their predefined set of campuses across the country, right? So now what has happened, those offers, those projects have not come through, because they work on a project by project, right? Yeah, on a services model, right? So if the projects have not come through, or the project has been delayed because of the recession, right? So now they went and made these offers, but what to do, right? They also delaying postponing the joining date, or some of them are asking whether they can join the organization with a lesser salary and stuff like that. And freshers, many of them are getting frustrated. You can see some of the news where they just go and express their anger in social media, tag the CEO, tag the company, handle it in the social media, etc. So all those things are happening with respect to the service company. Okay? But the company which we are targeting, the core companies, these companies operate slightly differently. The way how the previous two companies that we saw, especially if you look at the startups, right? They have a wide swing. When they go up very fast, and then when they fall very fast, right? So that's the nature of those companies, right? So if you look at the product development companies, right, which we have been focusing on embedded systems, IoT type of products, right? So they typically have a different way of operating. Okay? That's mainly because they are hardware based. For example, some companies making a robotics, or some companies building an electric vehicle, right? So even to tape out a reasonable quality of hardware, it takes at least 2 to 3 years, right? Then it takes time to build the software, then do a test drive, then do manufacture, then go and do a mass selling, right? So it's a very long cycle. Unlike, for example, an app-based company, a startup, right, who want to upload their application in the Android Play Store or Google, or iPhone App Store, right? So they can go very fast, and then they can go up and go down very fast. Here, since they're hardware based, it takes long time to build a product and long time to market products, right? So that's the reason why these companies invest for long term. You can see companies like Samsung, which has been our one of our recruiting companies, so as with Robert Bosch, they're all growing. They're continuing to hire. In fact, almost all the companies which have been hiring from us over the year, they continue to hire. So in fact, last month when I was talking in the webinar, I said there have been some hiring freezes, including Qualcomm and NXP. But this month, the hiring freeze been already lifted, and we're already floated applications with our students, and we are going ahead with those applications, right? So definitely there is a lot of growth momentum among these companies, and similarly, whenever we talk about these hardware-oriented companies, they also invest a lot in manufacturing. You can see companies like Collins Aerospace. They're going to invest 200 million in India, and they're going to invest in Karnataka. You can see there it's except from our minister, Dr. Ashwath Narayan, who thanked Collins Aerospace, and he's assuring that the state of Karnataka will do all the necessary support to ensure their operation is smooth, right? So such investments are coming in where companies are investing for long term, because of which we are not seeing any sort of issue with respect to placements, right? So now when you look into these type of slides or information, you may see that I'm showing something like a news cutting that you are seeing every day in some form of other in news. Some of you may be wondering, right, sir, what does it mean to me? Suppose I become tomorrow a university student, how it is going to affect me, right? Just hang on, I'll show you next set of slides, right? So what we tell in the year 2022, right, last year, it's been a great year of placements where in Emertxe we said every month we had 100 plus companies coming and recruiting our students, right? I think in the last year we closed around 1,227, 1,230 kind of numbers. You look at average 100, right? 1,200 plus, more than 100, whatever. If you add, right? We had basically, had 1,327, 30. That's the kind of numbers we had. I would say in 2023 the momentum still continues. Okay. So let me show you a couple of graphs which show it in every webinar. If you can go and refer to our older webinar also, you'll see them, right? So if you look at this reason, okay, I think I have one more slide. So the core companies, they are foundationally strong. They invest for long term. They're only the pure software based companies basically go up and go down very fast. Here the swing is not that much. And from a placement side, we are not seeing any issue with respect to the number of placement companies. And in fact, every companies that we interact, they say, right, they want to hire more people. Suppose a company is there, they come and tell, I have 10 openings. Right? For example, recently we had a company called Mistral, one of the prominent embedded players for a long period of time. They do a very good embedded work. So they came and told, we want to hire about 10, 15 engineers. Right? They could only hire, I think, 4 or 5 through Emertxe. Right? I don't remember the exact number. Okay, which means to say that there are openings, but at the same time, they don't want to fill the openings just like that. They want people with those specific skills, right? So in summary, what we are telling that overall the Emertxe placement momentum is in place. But what we are also telling to our existing students also, that let us be optimistic, okay, but also be little cautious. Because companies can be much more choosy now, right? Earlier, for example, demand supply. If you look at just after we are coming out of this pandemic, there is a story called Great Resignation, right? People are resigning and then they're going for a higher salary jobs. That time what happened? The demand was much higher than the supply, where you can choose what you want, right? Now the situation has changed. Now the demand is less, but the supply is more. So the companies have got a higher expectation. So what we tell our students, whether you are our existing student or people an aspirant like you, focus on skill building. So as long as you are focusing on skill building, follow whatever our mentors are going to say in our course. Mubin will talk about the technical details shortly, right? You will not have any problem getting placed. Okay, so when you say you will not any problem, we mean it, right? And when we say this is irrespective of any factor. For example, this is irrespective of any year of pass out. I show some success stories, right? It is not necessary that you should be from a recent year of pass out. Let us say 2022, right? I think 23 will come out in another month or two. They're all having their exams, or some of you are from the 2023 batch. Now, I would like to pause here and check your year of pass out. Can you type me which year which is your year of pass out? Just let us take a quick survey in this webinar. 23, 22, okay, 24, 18, 22, 25, wow, okay. Then we have 23, good number of 23s are here, 21, 20, 24, 23, 16, 19, okay, 23, okay. Largely I'm seeing 23, but yeah, a lot of older batches also I'm seeing 24, 25 also here. Great to see that, okay. Okay, fantastic. And some are saying to me 2014, but a job holder, that's fine. I'm just checking as, a quick survey, right? All I'm trying to say is your year of pass out does not matter. You can be from any year of pass out, point number one, right? Point number two, right? Your academics can be anything. We expect first class. As long as you have first class, you don't need to worry. Okay, it's not necessary that you need to have 75%, 80%, right? That is point number two. Third point is you don't need to worry about branch also, because earlier, I think 3 years back, we used to have some kind of a notion saying that embedded systems course should be done by a student from the circuit branch, electronics, electrical, instrumentation, computer science, etc. Now those barriers are also broken down. This course in Emertxe can be taken by any branch students. You can be from civil engineering, metallurgical engineering, mechanical engineering. You can be from any branch, and not only that you can take this training, we are able to successfully place those students also. Okay, the reason why we are able to place those students, because companies do not care about the branch. They don't care about the branch. They don't care about your academics much. They don't care about your pass. All they care about is, do you have the necessary skill set, right? That's why I said a few minutes back, even when you talk about, because our existing students, a lot of queries come, sir, what about recession? Will you get enough opportunity? What should I do? We said, you don't need to worry about anything. Just focus on skill building. Even let us say, right, you are not going to be so keen on this particular course, as I said in the beginning, right? You have some other career aspiration, that's fine. But whichever career you are going to choose, ensure that you do a very good skill building. That's the only, what you call it, support that you are, only equipment or only weapon that we have to win over the challenge called recession. Okay, so that's about the overall story. Now going to the specific numbers, as I said, this is the kind of a graph you can see there. The blue color ones are the your 2022 numbers. Every year we had 100 plus companies. You can see there coming and recruiting in our placements, right? But if you look at our 2023, it is also looking pretty much good. In January we had 105 companies. February we had 108 companies. March we had 102 companies, and April we still have another week left, right? We already have 74 companies coming and participating in this particular placements. So 74 companies, in the sense, like I'm telling as of now, today afternoon, right? I think after I left office, I need to do this webinar, right? I came home little early. Maybe some more companies would have got added. Right? Probably today is like 7:30. Okay, maybe 8 o'clock when I log in and check with my team, maybe they'll tell a different number. So in summary, what I'm trying to say is, like, every day we have 4 companies, 3 companies, sometimes 5 companies, and Mondays typically remain very busy. I'll show you some example in a Google group where we wrote even 8 to 9 companies applications, right? So the momentum looks really good. Again, the reason when I said a few minutes back, one, these embedded companies look for a specific skill set, and we have been in this industry for a long period of time, so they trust us and come to us. Point number one. Point number two, market is really good because the companies are investing for long term. Because today afternoon we are talking with our ex-student, right? When you talk about domain like electric vehicle, it is not only the electric vehicle alone, right? There is already a huge ecosystem that you need to build for charging stations, right? So his company is working on charging station solutions, an IoT-based charging station where you can leave your two-wheeler, get it charged, and then you can meter it. You can, via an app, you can measure, you can make a payment. So end-to-end, they're trying to automate, right? So this involves a lot of embedded systems. So all these things are adding up, which is resulting in a huge number of companies are coming and trying to recruit our students. And when they come into this particular recruitment, as I said, they mainly care about the skills. They don't care much about year of password, percentage, or your brand. Some of you might have seen, we are placing students from 2015 batch, 2013 batch, students from civil engineering branch. People will come and ask, how are you able to do that? The answer is very simple. As long as you have the necessary skill set, companies are ready to hire you. Okay. So coming back, right, we still have another week's time in April, so definitely we will cross 100. The momentum is very much in place. It's just because recession, there is no momentum has dropped, right? So coming back to another graph which is shown in the similar lines, what is shown was a number of companies which have visited us, right? The second thing is, as soon as the company comes in and say, hey, they need this skilled embedded engineers or IoT engineers. So what we do, we float an application with our students. The interested students will apply. We'll do a first round of filtering, and we will share it with the companies. Then the company has to give us the recruitment schedule, right? Basically, a written test or interview, right? So that takes time. So what happens is, let us say, 100 companies are coming and 22 days is a working day, right? Per day, we cannot schedule 5 interviews, right? It's not possible. So what happens? Some of the schedules keep on moving. That's what we call it as a number of drives that has happened. So this slide is nothing but the number of drives that has happened for the past 4 years, right? And you can see, right, the first one, blue ones are the year 2020. And 2020, as you all know, very, very challenging year we had. That too, especially around the same period, right? April of 2020 is when we all got to know various terminology like, social distancing, pandemic, vaccine, and home, working from home, lockdown, right? So even then, we are very transparently showing the data. That time we used to hire around 20-25 companies per month, but that time, if you can see that the curve came down because of decision, because of pandemic, because the company themselves don't know how they're going to operate, right? But later in the year 2020, companies realized that it's going to be a long term. So even though today companies are working in a hybrid model, or some of them are operating in the full-time model, right? But the recruitment did pick up to decent level in the 2020, right? But 2021, 22, it's been really great. You can see 22, the green color towers, right? It's been really great. And 2023, these are the numbers. You can see 50 drives happened in January, 63 drives in February, 66 drives in March, and then 46 drives in April, right? And as I said, no, we have another week's time in the month of April. So pretty much the opportunities are in place. Going back a step, right? What did I say? First, I said about the high-level trends that is happening in the job market, right? The hardware investment, long-term investment, etc., etc. Now, how that is resulting in opportunity for our students is what this particular graph talks about. Now, the third thing I'm going to talk about is about the recent success stories. When this kind of skill building activity done by our team, right? Our mentoring team, right? And then our student success team is going to help you in counseling you, helping you, right? And then followed by that, once you build your skill, our placement team steps into this story, and then they'll give you the necessary opportunities. So when a skilled individual meets the right opportunity, the results happen. So now let me take a minute and then show you guys about the success stories, okay, the recent success stories. Again, the success stories come under various categories. Give me a minute. So somebody can be a fresher. When I say fresher in Emertxe, it's the last 2 years we say. For example, we say 2022 and 2021 are freshers. Because 2023 has not come out, right? Okay, they're still in college. So that is a fresher. Anything above that, that is 2020 and above, we say older batches. Or somebody can be a working professional who is already working and want to do this course and want to achieve a career transition into embedded. Or somebody wanted to resume their career after a break, after a few number of years, right? So the success story comes in all different formats. So today I'll show you two use cases or two examples. One is the recent batch students and the older batch students, right? Let me show you the recent ones. As I said, it's a snapshot which is taken from our team. All this data is publicly available, is to give you a sample of what is happening. Okay. So let me unshare my screen and then pull up those success story details. Open up. Okay, so this is a recent set of success stories in the last month or two. It's a snapshot, as I said. Much more number of them are getting placed. This is just to give you guys a snapshot, right? We have students like that's actually a photo which you take. Even if you're an online student, if you come to our center, is our placement set, Mr. Lokesh, right? Who hands over the goodies. Of course, if an online student gets placed, or we ship the goodies to their home. Or some of them are online students, but they're studying from Bangalore only. So they say, can you come and collect it, right? So that's what happens when a student gets from our side. We want to celebrate the success, of course, right? So you can see here the student, her name is Saudamini, and she recently got placed in a company called Telestream, and she's an embedded systems online course student. She got placed for a 9 lakhs package. Okay, this is Saudamini for you. And LG has been a very regular recruiter for our company. Every month you see, right, whether any logo comes or goes, LG has been recruiting every month. We are having huge number of students have been already placed. Here we can see a student, Shaikh Taranum. She's from BKIT Bidar, and she's again our embedded system student. She got placed in LG stock for a 4.8 lakh salary. Okay. Similarly, as I said in the beginning of my presentation, we continue to add more number of companies into our placement kitty, and we had the success stories coming in form of Ether Energy, which I would say one of the important breakthrough that we got recently, where we are able to get a new age company like Ether come and hire our student. So here we have a student who is a 2021 batch. In fact, he was working Mayur, then he quit and then he wanted to come back, so he joined our course, and then he was able to get a job with Ether Energy for a 11 lakhs package. He's a 2021 graduate. Okay. Similarly, we have students who is like Venkata Naveen. He is from PRIST Tamil Nadu. He got a job in HL Mando for a 5 lakh salary. Okay. By the way, all of them are core companies working in all the verticals, whatever I mentioned. Okay. So then very recently we had Harshita, she's from Bangalore, and she got placed in Microchip. I think Microchip is a 10 lakh salary. They told us not to mention CTC, the client, so we are not putting in public domain. So, but the salary Microchip offered is 10 lakh rupees. Okay. Then Mahindra Electric, similar to many other companies like LG, has become a very regular recruiter. So where we had people like Ajis Anthony from Tamil Nadu. He's again getting placed for a 5 lakhs LPA salary, right? And I don't know how many of you know, whenever you're using the cranes or even a lift which are using in an apartment complex, right? Cone is one of the popular brands, right? So Cone Cranes is one of the most popular companies. Again, there are a lot of embedded systems gets into that. Similar to Ether, we had Cone coming to our placements recently, and they're able to select a student like Nayana for a 4.5 lakhs salary, right? And then, as I said, LG list keeps on growing. We had another student like Sharan Ratnakumar. He's from Vimal Jyoti Engineering College, Kerala, and he got placed for a 4.8 lakh salary. And I think last month we had ABB, another European-based MNC. Right? They are manufacturing and designing, manufacturing all sort of electrical equipment, manufacturing equipment. Right? Nowadays, a lot of IoT solutions they're building. Right? So last month we had student Akash, who is our embedded system student, got placed in ABB for 7.5 lakhs. Right? And very recently, I think last week or so, we had a student like Aparna Malya. She got placed with another popular semiconductor company called Infineon for a 10.5 lakhs salary. Right? Again, she's a 2022 pass out. Right? You can see right on the in the recent past, we had Infineon, Ether, ABB, Mahindra Electric, LG. Almost all these companies are recruiting from a very regular basis, right? And then, as I said, Mistral. Okay? Mistral has been a popular embedded player for a long period of time. Yeah, I was talking about my first job where we started off as a in the core broadband networking. Those days Linux were not famous. Linux was just catching up, but we had another operating system called VxWorks. So Mistral used to be a distributor for VxWorks operating system around about more than 20 years back. They've been a pioneer in embedded systems, selling a lot of products, right? Selling a lot of software like operating systems like VxWorks, right? So they were here because they came and conducted the drive in our institution, and they're able to select students like Anup Kumar Yadav from Maharashtra for a 5 lakh salary, right? So and then the list will go on, right? Like on and on and on. We have a lot of such students coming in and getting selected, right? So this is one set of people, and as I said, these students from either 2021 or 2022. Sometimes your team puts this logo, like how they put for this particular student's Mayur, right? 2021, you can see that, right? So in the similar lines, if you look at the older batch, people who are from older batches, let me also show you guys some snapshot what has happened in the last month or two. I think we had Srimati. I think she's a 2017 or 16. I'm not sure. Somewhere here and there, almost like 6 years or 7 years after she passed out. Probably she also gone through a career break. I'm not sure about it, because career break is another major category of students coming from, right? So career break, if you look at guys, in fact, a lot of reels also we are released where I speak about the same topic. Career break for the guys, it comes in form of majorly preparing for GATE exam, CAT exam, UPSC exam, etc. So where they spend a lot of time, or a government exam, it doesn't come through, right? Okay, so the same thing apply for our girl students. Plus, our girl students have got another additional challenges of marriage, right? When they get married, their spouse works in a different city, they end up relocating, so they need to quit their existing job, right? And after they get married, maybe for a few years later, they become pregnant, or they need to support their growing children. So they spend a lot of time to take care of the new young children, right? So they go away from the workforce, right? So career gap, sorry, or the year gap students also, we are able to place them. I think she's from 2017 or 16, or it could be more, I'm not 100% sure, around that year range. So she's able to come and get placed in a company called Ingersoll Rand. Ingersoll Rand is one of the oldest, I think 150 years plus, company based out of Europe. They make a lot of these, embedded systems, control systems, air conditioning solutions, etc. So she got selected for a 5.5 lakhs package, right? Similarly, we have a lot of similar students, like as I said, 2020, we had Prashant Bharadi. He got selected with Metal Semi for a 4.2 lakh salary. Then LG, as I said, he's from, they continue to hire any year of pass out. Hemant from BMS Engineering College, Bangalore. He's a 2020 students, got selected for a 4.8 lakh salary. Then we have a lot of these new age startups like, IoTech World, Aviation Solutions Limited, right, who hired our students like, Ayush Raman. He's from MBAT College, Bangalore, right? Again, what do you call, your LG coming and hiring Hari Krishnan. He's from BSIAT Engineering College, Kerala. He's an online student and he's a 2019 student, right? Okay. Again, we had another 2020 student. Her name is Ankita. She was from Basana Kalyan Engineering College, Karnataka, and she got selected for this product engineering company called Happiest Minds, right? They're doing a lot of work in the areas like IoT, building a lot of these cutting edge solutions. So she got selected for a 4.5 lakh salary, right? So the point I'm trying to derive here is, right, again, similarly, we had students like Aishwarya, who is a 2020 pass out from BAET Davangere, getting selected in LG for 4.8 lakhs, right? The point I'm trying to drive here is basically your year of pass out, percentage, branch, doesn't matter. As long as you are getting, you're focusing on your skill building, definitely success will come to you, right? And the data point that I shown you is only for the last month or so. Okay, pretty much what I recently. But if you guys want, some of you might be already following us, but in any case, I'll just quickly walk you through for a minute our Instagram, the entire data, what our students are uh, publishing or are getting placed. The information is very much available in the public domain. You can see here, for example, yeah, I was saying the HP. I think it came out today, where the student, I think his name is Pranil Shetty, is going to the same division where me and Mubin used to work on, right? Then we had other senior students. I think Aparnas, you can see that the again achievement, right? Something about a webinar. As we do campus ambassador program, where our ambassadors are trying to promote our Emertxe into their colleges, and we have students like Srimati getting into Ingersoll Rand, Harshita getting into microchip, right? Aparna getting into Infineon. You can keep seeing that, right? And then in 1 days, year break, after so many years, they're able to achieve a career break, etc. Right? So the story is on and on and on. Right? You can see, right? And every day my team collates few information and then they publish in the public domain. Okay, so that's the recent success stories what we have. Okay, so let me go back and then yeah, we are here, right? All right. Okay. So now if you ask me, let me probably pause somewhere, right? Let me see. Basically, there are a lot of questions that come up. So what I will do is I will take few questions, because if we answer all, then it may delay for moving. I think we're already at 8 o'clock. Maybe I take few questions and answer, and I'll hand it over to Mubin. Then I'll come back and take the remaining questions. Okay, we'll be available. No need to worry. We'll again go back and check. So let me take from last till first out, right? Because I need to scroll again. It may take some more time. So Chinmaya is asking, so what is the difference between online classes and offline classes, right? So offline classes, Chinmaya, you need to come to our center in Bangalore. You need to come physically sit, like how you're sitting in a typical classroom. That's what we mean by offline. Online is nothing but the entire course delivery happens using our online way of delivery, where there'll be virtual classes, live intervention sessions, live doubt clearing sessions, right? So Mubin will be talking about it, where he will explain in detail about online. But as far as we are concerned, both our online and offline have got the same effectiveness. Just because online it is more effective or offline is more effective, nothing like that, right? For us, our mentors have worked so hard over the years. They ensure there's no delta between online and offline. Okay, hope that's clear, Chinmaya. Criteria of the company, what they focus on mostly, ask Taha Ali. So Taha, as I already told you, companies do expect certain skill sets, right? Later probably we'll walk you through. We go through a series of skill set in this particular course, starting with fundamentals of Linux. By the way, one more question. I guess a lot of people have already asked. They're asking, sir, is this course start from the scratch? The answer is yes. Every subject, our mentors will start with level 0. Okay, if you have some background already in embedded programming you've done, that's great. That will be added advantage. But for us, we assume that you are at a level 0. So everything will be taught from the scratch. Imagine, right? We are students from civil engineering and how we'll be able to place them, right? So every topic will be taught from the scratch. So the companies would expect certain skill set. Probably I'll walk you through Taha in the third phase when we come, right? I'll show an example about what companies are expecting, right? We'll share the company link. I'll walk you through one example where they are, right, people with Linux skills can apply, people with microcontroller skills, right? So depending in our course, whichever modules are completed, you can start applying. So that's what mainly they look for, predominantly. But yeah, your year pass out and your percentage plays some role. I don't say it plays 0 role. Largely, it's your skill set. Okay, hope that's clear. Okay, Tahali. Chinmay and Tahali, just say okay if you're okay, or if you're still questioning, just ask again. So please tell us about IoT training course, says Anil. And IoT is a different training program. Anil, this we are talking about embedded course here. We run another course similar to that called IoT. So where if you look at IoT is a broader solution where embedded systems is part of that. Okay? In this course, this embedded course will be mainly focusing on the core embedded systems, where we'll teach you how to build an independent device. Right? But when you talk about IoT, it is not about independent device. You need to connect them, especially the embedded side with the cloud side, etc. So you'll have much more exposure to the cloud side also. So that's our IoT course. But still, it is embedded focused. But this course, embedded systems course, is completely how to build a embedded device. So that's the difference between the IoT course and embedded course. Okay, Anil, hope that's clear. Aditya is asking, is it paid or free? Okay, I don't know which you mean by paid or free. The courses which I've talked about, they're all paid, and of course we offer free internship programs. We are just running and we're just closing an internship program on IoT, which we reach out to all the colleges, your TPOs. So that's mainly for students who are already in the college, right? Who are studying, who want to get exposure, right? Because the industry in today's situation, the internship market is very much diluted. Where we wanted to make a difference, and that's why we introduced the free internship program. That is absolutely free. You don't need to pay a penny. But this one is a paid program where you come with placements. I want to make clear that our internship does not come with placements, but our paid program does come with placements. So Sai Panindra asking, sir, are diploma students eligible for this course, right? So from the eligibility perspective, Sai Panindra, our target companies would expect you to minimum have a BE Tech, ME Tech, and in some cases MSc Electronics or anything from an MSc circuit branch, right? If you've done your diploma, then you've done your BE, that's fine. Or if you've done your diploma, went to higher secondary, then you've done your BTech, that is also fine. Okay. But you should have a minimum of a BE, BTech, ME, Tech, or something like post graduation like MSc Electronics to be eligible for this placement. Hope that's clear, Sai Panindra. So then we have Babu Malagavelli. He's asking how online student can get hands-on with projects. Very nice question, Babu. I would request you to hold on. Just wait for the next session. Probably in another couple of minutes, I'll hand it over to Mubin. where it's going to cover about how our course is going to get delivered, right? There you get an answer about how we are making our courses, online courses also very much effective like an offline course, right? He will explain that. Okay. So then there is a statement from Sudeepa Devadiga. He's telling, sir, I want to take the course in August. Absolutely fine, Sudeepa. We start courses every month towards the end. We run a webinar also towards every month, right? We have seen cases that good number of the students after attending a webinar they take, and some of them want to wait, right? They want to consider their parents or they want to complete their exams, then they can take. The choice is yours. As I already told you, you are the ultimate decision maker for the career. Okay, hope that's clear. Every month we'll be starting batches. No worries. Then we have Sharan Nair. Sharan is asking, sir, I got 10th 95%, 12th 15, 57%, engineering 7.8 CGPA. So will my 12th percentage affect in placement process? Will I not get any good named company? Nothing like that, Sharan. As I already told you, companies do expect the skill set that you build in our institute is the primary factor. Yes, you have a dip in your 12th. So if there are some companies which is asking for a consistent 70, in such cases you might have some disadvantage, but that's a minuscule company. With this kind of an academic, whatever you're showing, you'll not have any problem, even applying for a premium company or any kind of a named company, right? But yeah, shortlisting, when you wanted to go, companies are expecting you to perform well. That's what they say. We'll talk about it during the third section. But I don't think your academics, whatever you're sharing, will have any problem. Sudeepa is asking, is schedule available for August? May not be, Sudeepa, because today we are in hardly in April, right? So what I would roughly say is that every month towards the last week we'll be starting the batch, maybe 25th, 22nd, 26th, right? And there'll be some holidays coming here and there. Right? I think last week there was an Eid, people are taking off, right? And there was sometime back there was Ugadi. So there'll be a little bit of here and there, but pretty much towards the fourth week we'll be anyway starting the batch, right? So I don't think even if you talk to our counselors, they'll be able to accurately tell August 25th they'll be taking a batch, but you can enroll if you're interested. Definitely there'll be batch towards the last week of August, right? Aditya Mora, I think I clarified your question already. Sai Varun is asking, sir, if below 60% in academic, then it's possible to get a job in Emertxe. A very interesting question. So what if I have less than 60%, right? So less than 60% students also do get opportunities, even though we say, right, a first class degree is mandatory, important for you to enroll to the course. But I would say off late we are seeing about 40%. I would say even recently we started seeing about 50 to 60% of the companies are telling any year of pass out, any percentage. Which means to say what? They don't care even if you are less than 60% in engineering. But yeah, you do very good in the skills that you are going to learn in our course. If you focus on skill building, yes, even though you have below 60%, you can get into an embedded systems course. In fact, we placed good amount of students who are having less than 60%. So maybe one more question. I think I'll stop after that. Okay. So Jaya is asking, sir, can you share syllabus of the course? So Jaya, you can go to our website. I would suggest, okay, go to our go to our website, go to the embedded systems course. Then you can see the detailed PDF syllabus is available. And if you're not, just ping us. I'll show you our counseling team. You can ping them. They will even WhatsApp you the syllabus. Not a problem. Okay. I think I'll pause here. Still, there are a lot of questions are there. Okay. Oh wow, so many questions are there. I think I'll come back and take it. So now what we'll do, we'll move on to the second section of the presentation, which is nothing but the course demo, where we are going to talk about the course delivery mechanism. And some of you already asked us, so how do I do project online, right? Some of you may even have questions like, how do we get hardware exposure in online, right? Okay, so those questions, pretty much will be answered in the next session that Mubin is going to take. Mubin, can you take over?
Yeah, sure, Jay.
Let me make you a presenter.
All right.
I'll go offline. It means I'll go off the camera. I'll come back. So Mubin, you guys can interact with Mubin. Go ahead, Mubin.
All right. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is visible, Mubin.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so what I will do is I will share a brief overview about what the course comprises of and what exactly will be the components of the course which you will be engaged with. So to start off with, if you look at the embedded system course, I'm not sure whether you have access to syllabus. You can go to our website and you can download the syllabus, wherein we'll have complete details of the course modules and the exact syllabus. You will find it. So every module or every subject will comprise of a class and a lab session. So be it online or offline, we'll have a class session and a lab session. In the class, the mentor will explain you the concepts in detail, and after the class you'll have a lab session wherein whatever concepts you learned, you'll have to work on certain assignments and project. So details about the assignments, what is the problem statement and how to approach the problem statement, etc. will be explained in the lab session. So these sessions will be delivered through live video, live basically online classes if it's online based session. If it's offline, you have to come to our institute and take up the session face to face. So class sessions are important so that you can understand the concepts, and lab sessions are important because you'll have to apply whatever concepts you learned in the class. So assignments are important. So typically every module will have a certain set of assignments which you have to work separately. So here importantly you have to write certain programs which you have to submit in our learning management system. More about this I will share the details later. So assignments are smaller in nature, whereas projects are comparatively bigger in nature. So a project will, you have to work on like for approximately 3 to 5 days to complete a project. So idea of doing a project is that whenever you complete a module, you need to apply those concepts on a larger scale. So projects will help you to give confidence on how to work on larger basically assignments. And this will also help you to add it to your resume, so that when you showcase your resume to companies, they will have a look at your resume and see, okay, how many projects you've done, what type of projects you've done. So apart from assignments and projects, you'll also have to attend certain tests like objective test and module tests are there. So an objective test, you will be given MCQ type questions and fill in the blank type questions, wherein you'll have to take up the test regularly so that you can assess yourself. Idea is that you should know where you stand in terms of your understanding level, right? So these objective tests will evaluate you. It will also help us evaluate you so that we know who is performing better as well. And at the end of the module, you'll be given a module test, which will comprise of like programming questions, subjective questions, and MCQ type questions, which also will help you to assess yourself as well as us. It will help you to judge who is performing better. So overall, a course comprises of class, lab, assignments, projects, and tests. And all these things will be graded. Like assignments will carry some marks, project will carry some marks, and test will also carry certain marks. Your class and lab attendance also carry certain marks. So this is what a subject comprises of. Similarly, during the class and lab, we can ask doubts and we can clarify the doubts as well. But if you have any other doubts, let's say you're working on assignments or project, you have certain questions to be asked, we have online support ecosystem available. So support ecosystem we can avail by using a WhatsApp group. So we'll create a WhatsApp group for every batch, and you can ask your queries using the WhatsApp group. And we encourage your peers, like your fellow students, to also answer the queries. That's a best way to basically learn and support other students. So our mentors also will be part of the WhatsApp group. They will also respond to your queries, and other students also can respond if they know the answer very well. Apart from WhatsApp group, we also conduct like doubt clearing session, especially during the lab and class time. You can ask doubts. And we also have a discussion forum in LMS, which stands for Learning Management System, similar to like Stack Overflow, etc. So you can post your queries in the discussion forum. I'll show you a quick demo of how the discussion forum looks like, and mentors will be there to answer your queries. So what we are trying to tell you is that apart from class and lab, you can ask doubts during the online support channels. So you don't have to worry whether you're going to get stuck or not. Our mentors will be there to support you. during the support hours. So apart from the regular class and lab and your doubt clearing, we have like a dedicated placement team who has responsibility to bring in companies and ensure that our students get enough placement opportunities. So in lines with placement preparation, we conduct mock interviews so that student can basically prepare well before applying for real interviews. So idea is that many students are not confident in expressing themselves, or sometimes they don't know what type of questions to expect in interviews. So by conducting mock interviews, we give an opportunity to students to perform before the real interviews, and our mentors will share feedback to the students so that they know where they stand in terms of their performance. So this is part of the placement preparation activity. So mock interviews will help you to prepare well. Similarly, apart from mock interviews, we also have a huge database of company specific questions. So whenever a placement drive happens, what we do is our students who attended the interview will share the questions to the placement team, and placement team will make a collection of these questions so that further when that company visits, our students will get an idea of what kind of question to expect, and they can prepare well on those lines. Similarly, we do conduct preparation test like placement eligibility test, etc. is there, which will also help you to prepare well. So these tests are conducted based upon the modules you have completed, like C, data success, etc. And we also do conduct interview preparation sessions. So idea of basically conducting interview preparation session is that after like few modules are completed, many a time students forget what they learned in the earlier modules. So these are like kind of revision sessions, and we discuss also most important questions which are asked in interviews. Similarly, for every placement company that visits our campus, we create a WhatsApp group so that the communication between students and the placement team is very effective. So any information related to that company, related to the test or interviews which are scheduled, etc., and the progress for that placement drive will be shared in the WhatsApp group. So all the students who are participating for that specific company will have to basically join that group and answer the queries as well as respond to the messages which are posted by the placement team. So that's about the placement preparation activity and the placement team's activity. They do have other responsibilities and goals, which maybe once you are enrolled for the course, you will come to know more about it. So the fourth highlight point I want to highlight is that apart from the technical team and placement team, we have a student success team. So this student success team's responsibility is to coach the students as well as monitor the students' performance and share the feedback to the students. So many a time what happens is that student they join the course but they don't know where they stand in terms of their performance. So student success team will closely monitor the students' performance, and they will regularly share the feedback so that if there is like scope for improvement, then the students can understand, okay, where I'm lagging and what I need to improve on. So you can also seek help and seek counseling with our student success team. So any issues or any concerns with respect to learning process you have, can very well discuss with them. So this is the brief about the learning ecosystem which you will be getting as part of the embedded systems or IoT course. And if you have any queries, you can post in the chat window. Now what I'll do is I will share a quick overview of how the learning management system looks like. So any student who's enrolled to like our course, they will get access to this learning management system or a learning portal. So based upon the course which you've enrolled for, you will get access to different modules. For example, this is an embedded system course, and this particular student has already completed the course and he has got placed in a company called HP. So every student will get access to a learning management system which consists of multiple like modules or courses. Like there is module like advanced C, C++, data structures, Linux systems, microcontrollers, etc. So let's say you want to access a specific course, you can go to that course, and every course will have a set of activities. For example, assignments will be there, attendance will be marked, if you have to share any feedback about the mentors or about the course, you can share feedback using the feedback option. There is access to discussion forum, wherein you have any queries related to the topic which have been taken or assignments, etc. You can post your queries in the discussion forum. Quizzes will be given to you, like multiple choice objective quizzes will be there, as well as programming quizzes will be there, which will be scheduled regularly. And you have access to resources like slides and so on. So what we are trying to tell you is that once you're enrolled to the course, you get access to a lot of resources, including whatever I discussed now. So you can navigate to the specific section and access those resources. For example, let's say you want to access slides, right? So I'll click on this slide called as basic refresher. And if I navigate, you can see you can access the different basically topics and the slides for that. So these slides are pretty much detailed. You can go through the slides and try to basically revise the concept whatever you learned. So apart from slides, you'll get access to assignments. For example, you can see there are assignments which are of like different complexities. I can click on a specific assignment. I can navigate to it, and we can like read the documentation for that assignment, and you can also submit those assignments. So this is available in the learning management system. So assignments will be graded automatically. You don't have to wait for the mentor to give the feedback. So these are automatically graded, and you will get score immediately for that specific assignment. Then apart from that, you can also see your grades, for example. So whenever a student completes a specific task, they will get a grade. For example, you can see this particular student has completed a project and he's got a grade of 97%, right? Similarly, attendance also is graded. So good attendance means you get better score. And similarly for assignments also, grading is being given. So at the end, you can see an accumulated score for the grades for the module. For example, this particular student got a grade of 90.84. Similarly, grades will be given for quizzes, objective test, etc. So this is a brief about the learning management system, what you will be getting access to. Similarly, for an online student, you can also see that course class recordings will be available, right? So whenever a class is completed, a particular session will be recorded, and you can access the specific recording so that you can revise the concepts. So for the class also there is recording available. Similarly for lab also there is recording available. So that's about the learning management system. And you can also get access to the discussion forum. For example, this particular module, you can see many students have posted a lot of doubts related to the subjects which they're learning, right? You can see here a lot of questions are there, and people have posted their doubts here, right, along with the code, etc. And there are other students like answering the doubts, as well as mentors answering the queries. So for asking doubts, apart from the learning management system, you can also like access the WhatsApp group. Okay, for every batch, you can see the ECP and this is the batch number. Every batch we create a WhatsApp group, and whenever students have any doubts related to their subject which they are learning, they can like post the doubts, and they can ask the doubts in the WhatsApp group. So WhatsApp group is created for every batch, as well as WhatsApp group is also created for a placement drive. So as Dekumar shared some of the students who got placed recently, I'll just share maybe 2 or 3 companies which recently visited our campus and like a student got placed. So first one is a company called as Microchip. You might have heard about this company, who manufactures like ICs or microcontrollers, like PIC microcontrollers, etc. So recently a drive was conducted, and primarily we share 2 or 3 things in this group. One is like the schedule for the company, like whether there is on which day the test is scheduled or interview is scheduled, what is the progress, which student got selected, etc. So as you can see here, right here, you can see like we are sharing like links to the previous interview questions, right? And what subjects they should be preparing for this particular company, etc. is shared. And you can also see like information about which candidate is shortlisted by student, right? So details about that company, about the students who cleared the test, who cleared the interview is shared in the WhatsApp group. You can also see like we are also motivating them to prepare well. Okay, so you can also see information related to test, etc. And finally, you can also see the questions which are shared by those students who attended the interview, and you can see some congratulation messages also, right? Okay, about a particular student, right? So this particular student got placed, we are just congratulating them. So this for just one company. For every company that visits our campus for placements, we create a group. For example, this is Ingersoll Rand, this is another company, it's a core embedded company. We can see recently like these 3 students got placed, right? And our placement team is congratulating them. So idea of creating this WhatsApp group is to effectively communicate the progress of the interview, like we are sharing. Students will share what is the progress of the interview, somebody's cleared the technical round and star round, etc. And so on. Similarly, there's another company by the name Infineon, you can see here. So here also you can see many students got placed. And so for example, this is the update today. Basically today also few students got an update that they have an interview tomorrow, right? So such information you will find in the WhatsApp group. So idea is to tell you that our placement team works very closely with students as well as the placement company, and you can get updates through the WhatsApp group as well. So that's about the support ecosystem which you get. And what I'll do is I will share a demo of how the online classes look like for the C programming module as well as the microcontroller module. So you can just watch this demo session. It's a very brief demo session. So the first video will show you a quick demo of how the C programming module is taken for a topic called as arrays. Many of them asked for this, so that's why we're sharing this demo session. All right.
These are the total memory allocated. Now, after an array has been declared, maybe I want to give the values into the array, because just the array's declaration will have garbage value. Assume I take int array of size 5. Okay, there has to be 20 bytes of memory allocated. Assume this is the 20 bytes of memory allocated for the array. So I'm storing 5 integers. So each integer takes how many bytes? Each integer takes how many bytes? Correct. So each integer takes 4 bytes. So if the starting address of the array is 1000, where will be the next element present? If the starting address of the array is 1000, where will be the next element present? Assume this is 1000. Where will be the next element present? Yes. Each of the element uses 4 bytes. So it is 1004, then 1008, 1012, 1016. To access the array's element, you have to go with something called as the index number. An index number varies between 0 to size -1. So very first element will be in index 0. Second element will be in index 1. Third element will be in index 2. Fourth element will be in index 3. And fifth element will be in index 4. Okay. If you just declare the array like this, the array's element will have garbage value by default. So in order to not have a garbage value present inside the memory block, maybe I want certain values to mate sit inside it. In such cases, I have to do the array's initialization. To initialize the array, here inside the curly braces, I have to give 5 elements: 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. In that case, that value will be written here. That will be 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Okay, this is how I declare the array. This is how I do the initialization, and this is how the memory for the array will be allocated. Accessing happens with respect to the index number varying between 0 to size minus 1. See here, data type, name, size, where size represents the number of elements. So the total memory occupied by the array is number of elements multiplied by size of an element. That is in turn size into size of the data type. If this is the array I'm going to take of 5 size with the values 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, this will be the array. So the very starting address of the array always is called as the base address of the array. This address 1000 will always be called as the base address of the array, or you can also call it as starting address or address of the very first element of the array. All of them means the same, but we usually refer it as base address. Okay, you can call it as base address, or you can call it as the starting address, or you also can call it as the address of first element. Okay, the starting address is called as the base address or starting address or address of the first element of the array. So then it is plus 4, plus 8, plus 12, plus 16. Index has to vary between 0 to size minus 1. So it has to be starting from 0. An array is a collection of similar data type. Elements occupy consecutive memory locations. First element will be in the lowest address and last element will be in the highest address. Elements are indexed from 0 to size minus 1. So if the size of the array is 5, index will vary from 0 to 4. Accessing out of the range array elements would be an illegal access. So whenever you have to access the elements of the array, you have to go with the name of the array, then the index number. Okay, so array of 0, array of 1, like this, you have to go with the index number. So if the index number varies between 0 to 4, I can access only between array of 0 to array of 4. Out of the boundary, that is accessing array of -1 or accessing array of 5 is not allowed. It is an illegal access where you might get to see a error. So accessing out of the range array elements would be illegal access. You should not access the elements in array of -1 and array of size. And once the memory for the array is allocated, it can never be altered in the runtime. That is, while executing the program, the array size can never be modified. So if you declare an array like this, it will be 20 bytes of memory allocated for sure. So this size can never be altered throughout the program. Again, here in double denum of size 6, there will be 48 continuous bytes already allocated. You never get a chance to increase or decrease the size once it has been allocated. So this is the concept of array. Clear this much? Okay. So have this one noted. The next we will see is how to print the elements of the array. Okay. So there are different ways of printing the array's element, which we will be seeing shortly. Before that, have this one noted. So the next we have got is to print the array's element. So when you are supposed to print the array's element, we usually go with the name of the array and the index number. But that has to be done on a repetitive manner. So what is it necessary to be used? What is it necessary to be used if I have to print? Yes, loop is definitely necessary. So I can print the array's element in any of a loop considered. Observe. Okay. So first I try printing it in a for loop. Int array of size 5. I also do the initialization with 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. I need another integer variable I for the sake of index. So I will first say it as printf arrays elements are. Okay. So I run a for loop for I is equal to 0, I less than 5 and I plus plus, because 5 is the size of the array. Inside this, I go with the printf. Sorry. Yeah, so printf %d \n comma array's name with index. Okay, so first array of 0 will be printed when I will have a 0 taken, then array of 1, then array of 2, array of 3, array of 4. When I becomes 5, 5 lesser than 5 will be condition false. You come out of the for loop. Observe the output here. So I'm compiling and executing. These are the arrays element which I am printing using a for loop. Let me change this. I try.
Alright, so that was a quick demo of a topic called as arrays, which was taken in one of the online classes. So please note that this was not a detailed session. We just cut short one of the videos and showed a demo. So just to give an idea how the online classes look like. Similarly, many of the students have a query on how the microcontroller topic is taken on the online in the online mode. So I'll show a demo of how the microcontroller topic is taken using a simulator called as PICSIM Lab Simulator, which works exactly the same way on how a real hardware works. There is not much of a difference between how you work on a real physical hardware versus on how you work with a simulator. So this particular simulator is called PICSIM Lab, which has support for PIC microcontroller as well as Arduino based hardware platforms also. So let me show a quick demo of how the online class is taken for microcontroller module.
This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone. In today's class, let's see how we can write an embedded program to toggle the LEDs connected to the board bit. So now to write the embedded program, we are going to use the tool MPLAB XID. So you can see here. So this is the MPLAB XID. If you open this, you will see this as a starting page. So some projects are mentioned here, data sheet is available here. Even if you worked on some recent project, that list is available. See, and even you will get the microchip login. So if you have a login ID password, you do the login, and you can do the purchase on a microchip website, right? Okay, so now let me go back to the question. So question was, we wanted to toggle the LEDs connected to the port D. So now here in this MPLAB ID, you can see these are the different tools available. So we can use these tools as per the requirement. For example, this is to create a new file. It's to create a new project. It is to open the project. It's this option is to do the build. You can see different many options are there. So as per the need, what we will do, we will take an approach. Whatever we need it, we will start using those things. Now here in this MPLAB XID, I already created a project and kept it ready. So project name is what? LEDs. So in this project, I created. So when this project is created, this MPLAB XID create some organized sections. You can see here. So now to write this program, to write the embedded code, we need a main.c. So generally .c files goes here in this source file sections. Header files goes here, make file will go here, linker script will go to this section. If you need any libraries, if you are planning to add any libraries, then those goes into this section. And finally, this is the place for your executable file. So let me go to the main.c. So you can double click and open the main.c in the editor window. So now you can see I'm defining two macros. So instead of using port D directly, so what I did, since if you see the hardware on the hardware, so you are having total 16 LEDs. So this is the PiximLab simulator board. So it's having total 16 LEDs. So currently we are going to toggle LEDs connected to the port D. These are the these are the 8 LEDs out of 16. So these 8 LED array we are going to toggle. Toggling means on off we are going to do. So now since I'm having 8 LEDs, I'm defining the micro LED array as a port D, and to give the direction to the port pins there is a register TRISD. I'm defining that with name LED array data direction register. Now you can see here comes my main. So here I'm calling init config function. So this function is to do the initialization. So what we are doing, so in main itself, we are not doing initialization. It doesn't look good. So there is a separate dedicated function to do the initialization. It is init config. So control will go here and here in this init config. So initially what we are doing, if we are using LED, we need to set the pin direction as output. So I'm writing my LED array data direction register as a 0. It will set port D pin as the output, and to start with initially I will keep all LEDs connected to the port D as a off. So to turn off the LED I need to load 0. So I'm writing here 0. So LEDs remain off, fine. And here comes our while one. So if you see any embedded system, once you turn on the embedded system, it runs forever, right? It goes into infinite loop. So here come my infinite loop while one. So inside this while one, we are going to write our application. So what is our application? We wanted to toggle the LED. So here is my instruction to toggle the LED. So I'm writing LED array equal to tilt of LED array. So what it will do, it will toggle the values of this LED array. If it is 0, it will make it 1. If it is 1, it will make it 0. So now you can see. So this is what 0x00. So after execution of this instruction, this LED array value becomes 0xFF. So entire port becomes 0xFF. All port bits become 1. So all LED turn on. LEDs are going to be turned on. And here what I'm doing. So before going to this instruction once again, I'm putting the delay. So if this delay is not there, what happens? We will not be able to see the LED toggling. So it will happen at very fast rate. Due to the persistence of region, we will not be able to capture it. So I added the delay. Then after this delay, what happened? Next time, since we are in the while one, control will go back here. So again, we are changing the LED array value from what? FF to 0. So now what happened? LED become off, then again delay. So like this way, we are making LEDs on, LEDs off, fine. Now so we have to build the code, we have to compile the code. How we can do? So here in this MPLAB XID, I install X8 compiler. So that's why this header file is also included related to the compiler. So now how you can do the build? So you can see here is one option to do the build. So let me click on that. It will start doing build. My project is getting a build. Now you can see build is going on. So it will take some time. Please wait. Now see build is successful. That means your hex file is created and even it will give you the memory summary of your project. So now my hex file is created and it is loaded also. Now what we can do, so we can load that hex file where in this board. So we can run that hex file here in this microcontroller. So this is the heart of this board. So basically here we are using PIC16F877A microcontroller. So we are going to load the hex file here. How? So you can go to the file, you can select the load hex. You have to navigate wherever your project is stored. So let me navigate. So now, just for the sake of simplicity, I kept the project on the desktop. So let me select that. Now again, you have to go to the distribute directory. So basically, you have to use this path. After build successful, it is prompting the path where X file is available. I'm just referring that. Then you have to go to the default production. Here is the X file. Let me open. Okay, expected output is what? These LEDs should toggle, but it's not happening. Why? Because these DIP switch related settings are not done. So to turn on the LEDs connected to the port D, this DIP switch, second one, you have to pull this switch up. So let me do that. So it's down. You have to pull it up. So let me select. Now you can see the change here. So what this program is doing, it's running in this microcontroller and it is toggling the LEDs. And even we are able to see that toggling very clearly, right? Okay, so this is our program, our embedded code to toggle the LEDs connected to the port D. Fine.
All right, so that was a quick demo of how the microcontroller module is explained using a PIC microcontroller, using a PIC SimLab simulator. So if you have any queries, feel free to ask now. So we'll open up for questions and we'll try to answer your queries. Jay, are you there?
Yeah, Mubin, you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, there are some questions. Let me read it out for you. Technical part. There are questions about fees, etc. I think we'll take it up later. Let me answer. So they're asking, are there any demo live classes available? Like live classes in a demo mode.
I'm not sure what you meant by that.
I mean, they want to attend a live, whatever you mentioned. Maybe they meant by attending it live.
Yeah, this whatever I think some 15-20 minutes of video was a live recorded demo session, which we wanted to show you so that you'll get an idea of how the online classes are delivered. Other than that, there is no like demo session scheduled for people who are interested to enroll for the course. But pretty much the classes will be an extended session of how the demo session was shown to you right now.
Okay. Then there's a question about what is the duration of the course?
Yeah, so duration of the course is 6 months for both online as well as offline mode of delivery. So usually we try to complete the course in 6 months time.
Okay. Then there's a question, from which module the projects will start?
Yeah, projects, typically we say that you have to do projects in 4 core modules like C, data structures, microcontrollers, and Linux internals. So for these 4 more important modules, we recommend you to do at least 2 projects per module. So at the end of the course, you should have like 8 projects in your resume available. Apart from that, you can also do projects for other modules like Linux systems, C++ as well. But we give more emphasis on certain modules because they have more weightage compared to few other modules.
Okay.
So beginning with
So
C
then
module, we will be working on projects.
Okay. So then I think labs. So there are a lot of questions about fees. For the fee related, I guess no, our counseling team will be the right person to answer. Neither me or Mubin will be able to answer. Towards the end of the webinar, I'll show you a slide where you can get in touch with our team of counselors. There's a common email ID and a phone number. If you can email them or call them in that number, one of them will answer your queries. Because the fee structure is different from online versus offline, and time to time they also run certain scholarship schemes, etc. So they'll be the best person to answer. So all the people who are related to fees asking questions, a lot of I'm seeing, a lot of questions have come up. We may not be able to answer it during the webinar. Okay. So Ningaraj is asking, so do we need laptop to take online course?
Yes, you need to have a laptop for online course because you'll be working, you'll be attending the sessions as well as you have to work on assignments and projects. So you can use your laptop or a desktop with a webcam, because for taking the test you will need a webcam as well if you're using a desktop. So most of the modern laptops have like webcam inbuilt, so you need a laptop with a webcam to take up the course.
Okay.
It's online mode.
Okay. I think that is pretty much what it is. A lot of questions about fees, I think already clarified. Okay. So still question coming about online lab. Mubin, I think people still asking question about what about online labs, sir?
So as I mentioned earlier, lab session will be done on a daily basis. So in the lab, the mentors will explain the assignments and project which you have to work on. And once the explanation is done, we'll also give some hints on how to proceed with the lab related assignments and project. So since this is an embedded system course which involves a lot of programming, and you'll also have to work on these assignments on your own. So you can complete those assignments using a laptop, and you can submit the assignment in the learning management system portal, which I showed some time back. So most of the assignments are programming in nature, which you have to complete on your own and submit those assignments. After submission, you'll also get a feedback immediately in the portal whether the assignment is correct or not. So for modules like Linux systems, C programming, data structures, the assignments are automatically evaluated. You'll get immediate feedback. For rest of the modules, you will find the assignments cannot be automatically graded. For example, like microcontroller-based assignments. So you can do those assignments. You can test whether they're working or not using the simulator, which I showed some time back. So you can use the simulator to run the program, and you can check whether the output is coming or not as per the requirements. And after that, you can submit them in our learning management system portal. So our mentors will check once you submit those assignments, and they will give feedback regarding the assignment. This applies for project as well. Projects also you can complete as per the requirements. You can submit them, and once the submission is done, our mentors will evaluate the project and give the feedback appropriately. So lab, we can do the lab or assignments on your own using a laptop. So that is only dependency you have. All the necessary software required for you to do those assignments will be shared to you, and these are free. You don't have to purchase anything. Most of the software are open source. You can install it by downloading them.
Okay. So there's a question from Mahajan. He's asking, sir, I'm a job holder, sir. Is 100% attendance mandatory?
Yeah. So basically, if you want to learn something properly, it's important that you attend the sessions without fail. Now we can understand that some of you may be working, so that is the reason we provide recorded videos. So in case you miss some of the sessions, we request you to watch those recorded sessions so that you don't miss any of the topics. So attendance is important because if you don't attend certain sessions, it becomes difficult for you to understand the next set of topics. So we provide recorded sessions so that you can watch them in case you miss any of the online sessions. So this is applicable only for the online batch, not applicable for offline batch.
One more thing, only 4 basic modules are there to be learned, or any other modules to be learned?
So there are 7 modules which is common across online as well as offline mode. So 7 modules we teach as part of this course. Now some people ask which one is important. So please understand that the course is designed keeping in mind that when you get a job, you will have to know these topics. Now don't take up the course only for the perspective of getting a job. So we have designed this curriculum because once you get a job, whatever you study here is going to be applicable for you. It's not just for the sake of getting a job. So we designed the course so that after getting a job, you know how to work on certain things. That's what really matters. So for online as well as offline course, 7 subjects are common. For the offline course, there is one additional subject called as QT module, which will be given as part of the offline course. Apart from that, there is no difference between online and offline mode. So what you can do is you can send an email to our training counselors, which I think Jaykumar will share at the end, asking for the syllabus, and they will send the syllabus PDF document to you so that you can have a look at the syllabus, what all things you're going to learn as part of the course. Yes, all the subjects are important. It's not like few subjects are important, few subjects are less important, etc.
Right. So there is one more question here, Mubi, from Kalyani. She's asking, which is better, online or offline?
Jay, you want to answer?
So it depends on the student. Actually, as far as Emertxe is concerned, we have ironed out our online process also so very well that there is absolutely no difference either in form of the online delivery or in form of online placements, right? Okay. But having said that, couple of things which I want to add here. Point number 1, if you are looking at the online course, it will work out to be a cost effective, because for example, if you are offline, especially if you're a non-Bangalorean, if you want to come here and stay here, your accommodation, food, travel, etc., living expenses will be quite high, right? So that is one aspect that you need to keep in mind when you are looking for an offline course. Okay, which you can completely avoid if you're taking it online. Right? All you need is a good internet connection, like how we are having now. You should be able to attend. That's one part, right? Another aspect also which we are observing of late is that as companies are coming to the regular stream of working, right? Earlier they were telling like 2 days a week, hybrid, etc. Now I think pretty much on, right? They're like full time, 5 days a week. Good number of companies are coming, right? Which also means to say that we are seeing a trend in the last 1 or 2 months where the offline interviews, which was happening pre-pandemic, are back. So our offline students, for example, for the final round or written test, technical evaluation for that matter, they're calling them to the on-site or the location, right? So that way, some of the opportunities, if you're an online student, you might miss out, or you to travel to Bangalore after you complete all the modules, right? That way you don't miss the opportunity. So these 2 factors you will, you need to consider. But I would say, if you personally, if you ask me, go for online. It's a very good, opportunity. There is no effectiveness. Only thing, this placement part, you need to keep it in mind given the recent months. So then, okay. I think that's pretty much moving technical. There are a lot of questions. Sirisha, I think I just answered your question. Earlier, everything was online. Like now, then slowly now it's like kind of, good number of companies are recruiting offline as well. Okay. So pretty much what I could see moving, technical delivery side, I think almost all the questions are covered. Any other questions for Mubin? I think many questions are coming for placements related. I think I'll start taking them up.
Okay. I'll log off then, Jay Kumar. You can take
Okay.
over.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, all right. I'll take over. So I think we'll take some more questions, then we'll come to the last section of the presentation, third one. Raghu is asking, is recorded class are available? Yes, I think Mubina has already clarified. All the sessions will get recorded, including today's webinar. After this session, our team will do some minor edits. They'll send you the recorded this particular file also, so you can play it, or if you want to share it to your friends or some colleagues, you can do that also. Okay. Yeah. Ketan, if I miss some parts of the class, can you get the record video? Yes, all the sessions recorded video will be given to you. Okay. Then we have Kalyani again. Sir, actually, I'm staying in Hyderabad. If you have interview offline, do we need to attend Bangalore or Hyderabad itself? Sir? As I already told Kalyani, okay, in the last month or two, we are seeing a trend where good number of companies are resuming back into offline and online. Also, I know, very sorry to say this. A lot of students, many, not only students, even working people, there are a lot of malpractices happen, right? You guys have taken online exams, right? So companies are preferring nowadays offline also, but still good number of companies are taking online interviews also, right? So what we are telling to the students is, especially for our online students, is like this, right? You attend as much interviews possible in online, but I say if you wanted to attend offline, right? Finish all the modules. Maybe for a couple of months you come to Bangalore, right? And only attend interviews, because we give 2 years of unlimited placement opportunities after your course gets completed, right? Let us say, for example, you're going to start in end of April or May, right? So May, let us say 6 months you do the course. From the time you finish the course, you get 2 years of unlimited placement opportunity. So that way you can come maybe after all the modules. Maybe you attended some company, you did not get selected. You can come to Bangalore after your course is over and start attending companies in the offline mode also. Of course, online you can attend from anywhere else, no problem. Hope that's clear, Kalyani. Our recent guidelines to our students has been like that. Then recorded class, and then how to enroll for upcoming online batch. Ask Sachin. Sachin, I'll share you our counseling team detail in another few minutes. So you can get in touch with them, and they will explain you the steps. It's very simple. You need to give your basic details and then academic details, and then tell which course you are interested in, online morning or online evening. They'll tell you the fee or the registration formalities. You need to complete and then you can join. It's a very simple process. They'll explain it. I think Amrita has been repeatedly asking this question. I was trying to get Mubin's question, right? So whether MSc Electronics postgraduates can get placed in MNCs such as Qualcomm, Microchip. I think they only recruit BTech people, right? See, Amrita, yes, you are right. Okay. See, MSc is what we are telling is, right, we are trying our level best. Okay. And if you see, as of today, the mid-size and startups are only more open for MSCs. Okay. The bigger the brand is, they're getting more particular that the student should be from a BTech or an MTech. Okay. So we don't want to give any false commitment to you. Okay, whatever we see, we should be delivering to you. So I don't think at this point in time any of the big companies you mentioned, be Qualcomm, Microchip, they are allowing MSCs. So better you target for a mid-size as a startup companies only as of now. Things can change in the future, but as of now, as I said, some time back they are only recruiting circuit branches. So that has changed. Right? Similarly, this also we are very much hopeful that it will change in the future, because for an MSc Electronics and the BTech Electronics, you see the syllabus pretty much the same. Right? So we hope that will change in the future, but as of now, they're only allowing BTech or MTech as well as these big logos are concerned. Amrita has been putting it in a loop many times. She's copy pasting. Hope you got the answer, Amrita. Then Imran Qadri is asking how often there will be batches available for enrolling. As I already told you, every month we'll be starting batches. Typically we start 4 or 5 batches, offline embedded, offline IoT, online embedded, online IoT, and then in online embedded there are 2. One is the morning batch and then the evening batch. So typically 4 to 5 batches we start. You check out our website or get in touch with counseling team. They will be able to share further steps. Sabri. Okay, so let me see some more questions we'll take. Okay. So Vipul is asking, so what if sir, we join a class and pay a single shot? After that, we didn't understand what the faculty is teaching. Then, so you need to reach out to our counseling team and then put across your concern why you are able to, because this is a very rare scenario where somebody doesn't understand anything like that. Okay. So then you can see what solution they need to give. Definitely these type of things we don't come across. 0 cases we come across. So as I said, every subject is being taught from the class, start from the scratch. Okay. So I don't think this issue will happen. Okay. But if you're asking from a fee point of view, okay, I don't think we have any refund policy. Let me be very straight with you. Okay. You pay in full and then say, I don't understand, give me my fees back. You're not going to do that. Okay. In our terms and conditions, very clearly written that once any part of it's a first installment of full payment, if it is done, it is non-refundable. So be very clear about what you're signing up for. Even though whatever you are telling, no students have come back and told us, sir, whatever the mentor is telling, I'm not understanding anything. Okay, that's never happened in Emertxe. I don't think that will happen for you also, right? So rather have a positive mindset, cooperate with the mentor. So definitely you'll be able to learn because everything is start from the scratch. Okay, hope it's clear, people. So then I want to join in offline mode for embedded system. I don't need any placement. I need the syllabus. Thank you. No problem, Nagarjuna. Please connect with our counseling team. They will be sharing you the what you call the syllabus document, right? So there is a Shweta. She's asking, sir, I'm Shweta. I'm 2015 pass out BTech from ECE branch. Is it possible to get a job for me embedded systems course? Of course, yes. As I said, right, we have placed students from lot of students from older batches, right? Even from I would say 2016, 2015. I think we gone up to 2011 or 2012. Okay, so that much old, like 10, 11 years back, students who placed with a career break or they had some experience taking a break, right? We have placed good number of students, right? Especially girl students, right? I don't think you should be bothered about it at all. Just join the course, whichever is online or offline, whichever you feel it is appropriate. Focus on skill building. As I told in the beginning, year of password, percentage, year gap, these things doesn't matter. But what you do in our course matters a lot. Skill building is the key here. There's a question from Babu. It's he's asking a long question. Let me try to add answer. I'm now a student of Emertxe. Okay, all right, Babu. I have a friend who wanted to enroll in the course online embedded systems with placements. He's a 2021 EEE grad, looking to shift into core embedded system domain as we are not satisfied with his IT job. But he has one concern. By the time he joined his current company in 2022, he was serving notice period with his previous employer. So this become an issue now. He was asked to resign voluntarily because the dates in his PF account overlap, which says he did not moonlight for some period. He didn't do it intentionally, but it happened in that situation. So his question is whether you provide him placement as a fresher at the end of the course, will that affect him if he joins Emertxe? Okay. So see, this is what we say, Babu. Okay, anybody, whether you're a friend or any general student who's working, taking our course, and then want to come to a transition into a different job, from an IT to embedded, or somebody is doing a teaching job, come to embedded, right? Career transition, right? So what we tell them is, especially if you have a notice period, serve that notice period. Okay, maybe but at the same time, don't resign before you get a job with us, right? Through us, right? Suppose your friend is telling, suppose he's having a 2 months notice, 3 months notice period. Go back to your employer and then say, hey, look, I've taken this course from Emertxe. They give me an opportunity, this company X. I got placed here. Okay, I want to quit. I want to resign. Then what you try to do, you try to negotiate your notice period if possible. Okay, maybe 3 months to 2 months, 2 months to 1 month, whatever is possible. try to do your level best. Okay, but what we don't want to avoid some issues, whatever your students, your other students friend has gone through, is to just without getting a proper documentation, you get relief. It could be either in PF, employment letter, relieving letter, it could be anything. Okay, what we tell is, whenever you are closing your previous employment, right, close it in a proper note. This we are very particular about it, right? And since this person is working professional, the recruiting company with us also understand this. Okay. Yes, more than 80% of the students are entry-level people. 20-30% work come from the working professional gang, working professional category, and they have notice period. This our recruiting company also understand, and they're ready to wait. Okay, so I don't think there'll be any problem. We have multiple students who resign properly, but ensure that they really get relief properly. Okay, so that all your PF, anything for that matter, right? You should close in a proper documentation, so that when you go to a new company, your document should be pakka. Okay, Babu, hope this is clear. This is a common message for every working professional, not only for your friend. Hope that's clear, Babu. Okay. So there's a question from Sirisha. I have 8 months of experience. I'm not allocated in any project. I'm on bench. Can I use this experience in placement? In case experience used, can I use the experience in? How can I use this experience in placement? See, Sirisha, since you've been in 8 months, that in a bench, right? I don't think it will help you much in placements. Okay, because what happens is, if you ask what did you do in the 8 months, right? You should be in a position to justify. Okay, I did this thing, right? So if you're 8 months, if you're in a bench, rather you put it in a positive way. Since I was in 8 months bench, I was looking for a fast track career. I came and enrolled in Emertxe, right? And then I did this particular course, and here are the projects I did as a part of my course in Emertxe, and here is the updated resume of mine, right? That would be more positive way of looking into it, and the employer also will value that. Okay. But apart from that, I don't think just isolatedly looking into 8 months, that too you have not gained any kind of experience being in bench. I don't think that will add much of value. Okay. Hope this clear, Sirisha. Okay. Let me see if I can take any other questions. Yeah. So then there's a question from Dhanushya. I think she's left, but still I'll answer this. Do Emertxe is having good number of recruiting companies who's not constraining ERA password? Yes. Okay, I already said 40% of the companies do not care about your ERA password or your or your academic percentage, right? And only that 40% has gone only higher. The reason I think in the month of February and March, we had even around 60% of the companies say they don't care about ERA password, they don't care about your percentage. Yes, you will get opportunities. I don't see any issues about that. Since there's a question from Sonal, she's asking, can ECIP students sit for placements conducted for ECEP students? Basically, our embedded students and IoT students. Yes. See, majority of the companies allow both the branches, both the courses. Sorry, right? Both our IoT course students and our embedded course students. Almost all the companies allow both of them. But some companies will ask some particular module. For example, some companies will say, hey, I need this embedded Linux module, which is available only in our embedded course. Similarly, some companies say, hey, definitely I need Python, which is only available in our IoT course, right? So that's I would say hardly 5 to 10% max scenario. So 90% of the companies are there, okay, where both our IoT students and our embedded students can apply. Remaining 10%, maybe 5% only embedded apply, IoT cannot apply, and vice versa. Hope that's clear, Sonal. There's a question from Mahesh Podda. Mahesh is asking, sir, I have 1 year of experience in power electronics hardware testing. I want to upskill on embedded software side. Will this course help me in upskill software side and get into good MNC and good code? Definitely, Mahesh. Okay. We have many students similar to you coming with a kind of an embedded experience, I would say, because you already have some idea about hardware in the power electronics and that testing side. You would have got some idea about product testing, etc. Yes, that might help in your course also. But if you focus on our course, and work towards this, definitely the career transition is possible. We have many students who are achieving that. Okay, so let me see how many more questions we can take it up. Then we can get into the slides. Pretty much you answered. Let me see. Yeah, pretty much you answered. Some of them I could not answer because I think they already left the webinar. Should be fine. Okay. Yeah. Buddha Mahinder, I'm not sure what you're typing here. Can you just retype your question? Because I'm seeing some statement from you. Maybe there are so many messages I'm not able to read through. Then we have Mahajan Akil is saying, I have 4 years of experience in different field. Is it helpful for placements? See, if you bring in any sort of previous work experience, Akil, okay, how that experience would be considered. For example, somebody similarly can come and tell I have 4 years of experience in IT. Somebody can come and say I have 4 years of experience in marketing, 4 years of experience in teaching, right? So how this experience would be considered, it purely depends on the company. Okay, that purely depends on the company. So we don't have any say in that. What some company will do is, okay, you have 4 years, okay, 4 years of experience. Maybe I'll consider you as a 2 years of embedded experience. I'm just giving an example. Don't quote me, right? This is an example. So it purely depends on the company, right? And we have seen scenarios where, let us say, they select 2 students, one student with 0 experience, is just a fresher, another student is like you, and they considered your experience and probably given a next level. Probably they hired as a entry-level engineer, probably they hired you at a senior engineer. It's possible. But it purely depends on the recruiting company. Hope that's clear, Akhil. I feel the duration of classes is too long, sir, Ningaraju. See, Ningaraju, we can very well do, if you go and see in the colleges, right, they can come and do a 5 days of IoT workshop, right, 2 days of embedded workshop. It's all possible. Okay. Okay. Doing that is possible very much for us also to compress everything, right, and do it, right. But results won't come. We understand the skill gap all of you are having, right? And that's the reason why we spend so much of time and effort to bring in those results. So, spending more time, consider as an investment on you. So you're given 4 years of engineering, 4 years to your engineering college, right? Why can't you give us 6 months or 7 or 8 months to place you, right? You consider like that. So Madan is telling, is there any EMI option available for this course? Yes, Madan, it is available. You can talk to our counselors. They will be sharing you details. It is available. Sir, good evening, sir. I joined March 28 batch offline, but I wanted to change the online batch this month. Okay. Let me see. Mahendra is asking some things. Okay, so I think you're already an existing student, Mahendra. As I told you, please get in touch with our support team. If you return them support at Emertxe, they will be responding. Or if not, you can reach out to their phone number also. If you want, I can share their phone number also in that, or talk to our counselors and say I want to talk to the support team. They will help you. Okay, they will help you. So Sirisha is asking, as a fresher, can I get 20 lakhs package? Is it possible? See, as of now, if you ask me, the highest one we got, people who are getting the Qualcomms, right? They are getting 20 plus, including their variable stock options, everything put together. Qualcomm is where they're able to touch that numbers. Yes, it is possible. Okay. And Gokul Kannan is asking, so if there is any issue, if you attend the recorded videos instead of attending all live classes, since you work in rotational shift. See, Gokul, recorded session is given as a backup. That's not a main, right? So you attending the live classes only will give you a lot of exposure, asking the questions to the mentor, practicing along with the mentor. The real experience you'll get only when you attend live. Backup is given, or recorded is given as a backup. As I said, in case if you're having some work-related pressure or you have some personal challenge, right? Only few occasions when you miss, it's given. But that's not reverse, right? I'll only go through recorded session. I will not go through the the live session. If you're working professional, that too on a shifts, I understand your constraint, but you make your work arrangement in such a way that you don't miss the live classes. I would strongly recommend that. Other results will not come. So why are you doing all this difficult, challenging, assignment? Is to land in a better job, right? That will only come when you attend live classes and live lab sessions. I'll tell you that. Okay, recorded sessions are just a backup. Don't bank on it. It's nice to have, but the real thing happens in the live classes. So I don't recommend you only using the recorded videos, but use it on an occasional basis. Then Shaik is asking, okay, evening batch classes and lab sessions. Give me a minute, guys. I have some. I thought Movins explain that. I'll show you some slides where we have those timings mentioned, right? So then we have Vipul. So I'm from mechanical branch. So what is the placement opportunity for me in automotive industry, right? See, Vipul, we don't see embedded is beyond automotive. Automotive is one of the verticals of embedded. But even those automotives, when they hire from us, let us say Continental, Robert Bosch, etc., right? They don't hire for a mechanical skills. They still hire for a embedded software side of skills only, right? That is one point. Point number one. Point number two, mechanical engineers, we have tremendous number of success stories. You can just go ahead and look into our social media, okay, where they came and joined, not only mechanical, civil. So definitely opportunities are there. It's not only automotive. We are able to place students in robotics for that matter, okay, in, let us say, electric vehicle for that matter, right? Everything is possible provided you focus on the skill building. Okay? Yes, we have very good success rate of mechanical, civil, all the branch students getting placed to us. Okay, but you are telling not getting responding. Okay, Guda Mahendra, I don't know why they're not responding. Let me take a note. Can you also type if you have your registration ID? I don't think this is the right forum, but still I'll take a question. You seem to be not getting response regarding the batch shifting. They may be working on it. They may take some time to respond. If you can tell me the if you can type your phone number, I can take a note and I'll arrange a call back for that. Guda Mahendra. Yeah, let me note down your number. I'll not read your number. Oh my God, you're telling me two numbers. Which number to call? Okay, let me take down both the numbers. Okay, I'll take one. Okay, give me one number. All right, I've taken your contact details. I'll arrange the call back from you. I don't know why they're not doing. They should be doing it. Or they're working on it, they'll come back. Anyways, I'll arrange a call back from you. Not a problem. Okay. Ashutosh is telling, I came to Bangalore Emertxe to learn. Okay. He's giving my email. I don't know what is your question, Ashutosh. If you can type me your question, it will be helpful for me to understand. So Varun and all, they're giving mobile number. Don't give me. I'm just taking question of Guda Mahendra because he's having a specific query. That's all. Okay. Let me also take down your admission number. All right. Okay, great. Then Subhash is asking, so do we need a high-spec laptop to attend the course and lab sessions? No. Okay. Basically, you can have a very reasonable laptop, not very high-end, but should be having in the audio-video port should be working. Because the simulators that Mubin has shown, right, it is not a heavyweight one. Okay? It will install in any reasonable configuration laptop. And you should have the camera working during your tests and interviews and your audio-video ports basically to work. That's all. So a reasonable laptop quality should do. Okay, you don't need a very high-end one. Okay, Lavanya is asking about price. I'll come to that. As I said, right, we are not the right people. Our, counseling team would be the right person to talk, right? Okay. All right. So let me come back. Okay, I hope I answered all the questions. But still, if you have any, you can put. The last few minutes. I know it's already 9:20. A few slides about placements, right? So we discussed about how the high-level job trends are, and followed by Mubin explaining basically the technical delivery portion of it. Right now, we'll talk about placement from the process point of view. Right. So what happens when you join the course, right? So whenever you are joining the course, you complete the required mandatory number of modules till the data structure module, which happens on the 4th month. Then after that, our mentors will run through a placement eligibility criteria where you need to, clear certain written tests, mock interviews conducted by the mentors, and then become eligible for placements. This is first step. Once you're eligible for placement, you can start applying for placements. All of you will be added into the Google group. I'll show you the Google group shortly, a quick demo of it. So all the job applications will come there. You can check it and you can start applying. Okay. Then our placement team will receive it. They'll do the basic filtering, and once they do the basic filtering, they'll subsequently forward it to the companies for further shortlisting. Okay. And once they do the further shortlisting, then the shortlisted students again will be notified. The Google group which Mubin has showed, right? They'll be notified and you can attend the interview. And subsequently, you getting selected, you need to go and join. Okay, so this is the process, right? Here, let me show you an example of our Google group. Give me a minute. Let me show it to you people. So let me share. This is one of the IDs which we have substituted to our Google group. You can see here. So this is our example. Here you can see, right, whichever companies are coming on a daily basis. For example, let us see today how many companies have come. Today you can see, right, I think there have been some 7 or 8 companies have come today. You can see here morning. Start with Bolt Air. I told, right, one of the student working for the electric vehicle manufacturing. They're into the battery management system, right? That's what they do. EV, OS company, right? And then retailing 21, 22, no percentage criteria, 5 lakhs LPA, right? So one of the very good companies to work for. It's a growing startup, you can see, right? So from there, you can see today some Calixto system entry is happening. Then Gahan AI company has come. NXP Semiconductor return test has been scheduled. Yana Mobility. Then in LG applications have come. LiveSpark has come. Bag Electronics, HappyMonk.co, right? Today itself, you can see, right, 7, 8 companies have come. And every step, things have been mentioned. For example, as I showed you the, Bolt Earth, right? Every company, every information will be mentioned to you. For example, let me show you the Adya Aerospace, right? So you can see, right, they're asking for a complete 60% throughout academics. I think somebody is asking about, my 12th, it became lesser, right? Only for such companies, you will have difficulty, right? Okay. And they're quite strict, right? Only 2022 they need 3.7 lakhs for 6 months, and later it will become 4.94 lakhs, right? Everything will be told, whether it's a bond, work from location, work from office. Okay, work from home anyways is not there, but interview also will clearly specify what type of interview will be conducted. Okay, here they're conducting a direct interview, and there's a deadline given, etc., etc. Right? You can see here the entire information is mentioned to you in a very transparent manner. Every day you can see, right, 4, 5, 7. This is live. Okay, of course, you will also see the data in the social media, but the social media takes some time because team need to, our placement team need to inform the social media team. They need to then they won't publish it. It takes some time. But Google Group is something like a live telecast. I know IPL is coming. I don't know which match is happening today. It's like a live telecast. So Google Group is a live telecast. Okay. Hope you got some idea about the Google Groups. There are FAQs we discussed. Okay. And by the way, Emertxe is a affiliated institution with National Skill Development Corporation, or NSDC. Students who go through this course, you'll get an opportunity to apply for certification with Skill India. And upon you, basically clearing the, certification exam successfully, just let me show you the certification. So this is a certificate upon you successfully clearing the certification exam done by the NSDC. can see here, it will be a level 5 certification coming from directly from the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. So this is a good one to have. Okay, but of course, apart from that, we'll be giving you the Emertxe, certification as well. Okay, so this is an example of how we can go through the certification part. Yeah. So here comes the last slide. People are asking about the course. So that is 26th of April, day after tomorrow. We are starting an embedded systems offline course, and followed by that 28th of April, we are starting an embedded systems regular course. I think there's a timing question also. Let me go back a little bit and call out the differences in terms of the timings. This is the 3 options: online regular, online evening, as well as offline. Okay, this is a detailed comparison of all of them. If you look at the timings wise, online evening has got a classes happening from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Every day there will be labs. Okay. And whereas if you are taking up a morning class, again there will be 2 hours of classes will be there, but labs will be conducted in alternative days, but the lab duration will be high. So overall the mathematics is same, just to give some facility for the working professionals, and there are some limitation and constraint in terms of attending the classes. Every day they'll have lab, right? Lab sessions. Here every alternative days will be there, but the duration will be more for online regular. Okay. And the class timings and everything is mentioned here. Okay. Hope this gives some idea. What somebody was asking about timing. These are the modules. Discuss this. Yeah. So and then 3rd of May will be the online evening batch, okay, where students who wanted to join in the same time, 7 p.m. can enroll for the course. So that's it, guys. I think we come to the end of the webinar. So this is our coordinates. We are based out of MG Road in Bangalore, our office, and we are active in both Instagram and in LinkedIn. In case if you're not following us, request you to follow us. You'll get a lot of updates about placements, webinars, right? We keep all the information available, right? I think there are a few questions after. Let me take and then we'll close it for today. Sir, I am finally a student CSC. Now will I come to how? Now I will come to Emertxe hostel. See, what I'm saying is like basically hostels are available nearby. Our team can guide you. Okay, of course, we are not running hostels. We'll give the nearby hostels list, right? You can go visit it, visit all the facilities given list given by our PGs, right? Thing. You can choose whichever is comfortable for you. Okay. So once you join, right, our team will give you a printout where we are kind of shortlisted some good ones nearby. As people know, right, in MG Road it is reachable via metro, right? So reachable via metro, we have taken some, we have just shortlisted some PGs. You can visit and then you can decide what you want to, right? Okay, so that we can help you. No issues in terms of accommodation. It's very much reachable. So Imran is asking, sir, will there be any opportunity given to students to attend interviews of specific companies? See, it is not about giving a specific opportunity. See, every company is seeking an application, right? Many students will apply. Okay? It depends on the company how many they want to shortlist, right? So what I would say, if you're very specific, sir, I want to attend Qualcomm, or I want to attend NSP, or I want to target companies only, let us say 8 lakhs and above. If you have that aspiration, my answer to you is very simple, Imran. Okay, do well in our course, be one of the top performers. Okay, if that is the case, automatically opportunity will come to you. Let me give an example, right? I talked about NXP or Qualcomm, right? Whenever we ask about Qualcomm or NXP, right, we get 200 applications, 300 applications, students will apply. Now Qualcomm will say, no, 200 people I cannot interview, send me only 20. Now how do we shortlist from 200 to 20, right? Or even say 50 for that matter, right? So they will say you do it as per your merit list, right? So what we need to do, how much are you performed in our course, right? Moving marks and everything will be graded. So depending on your course ranking, marks only will be shortlisted, right? So if you wanted to be getting more opportunities with premium companies, or you wanted to crack premium companies, you be a higher performer in our course. As simple as that. Okay. I don't want to get specific companies, but this is a general formula. Okay. Be as a high performer, automatically opportunities will come to you. Hope this is clear. Okay. So Ketan is saying, sir, I need this video. Yes, Ketan, this video, as I already said, it's already getting recorded. So our team will do some minimal cuts, right? Initially we are waiting and all, right? We'll do some cuts. So we'll send you this video, shortly. Unfortunately, last week our YouTube channel got hacked. We had all the videos there. Unfortunately, if you look at Emertxe, right, our channel is hacked, right? We are working with Google to resolve it. But anyways, we'll find out some alternative ways to share this video. You can feel free to share with your friends and anybody whom you feel is beneficial to them. It's pretty much this video remains open, right? Monthly, every month we post this video in our YouTube channel, right? But from Friday we are breaking our heads because our channel got hacked, right? But we'll reach you, don't worry. Okay. So that's pretty much I have for you. Okay. So thank you very much for your time. I know it's not easy. It's already 9:34, as I told you, right? It will take more than 2 hours. 2.5 hours is my stipulated time. So we've kind of taken the same time to attend today's session. I would like to pause here and get quick feedback. How did you find today's session? Rangu is telling thanks for clearing all the doubts, sir. Thank you, Rangu. Thank you, says Imran Kadri Syed. Thank you, Imran. Can I get some more feedback? I already find the session. Did you give the necessary information? As I already told it, our responsibility is give the information, right? Decision making is yours. Whether you join this course, whether you don't join our course, doesn't matter, right? Our idea is to giving you the figures, facts, data points, inputs, answer your queries, so that you make the right decision. Ultimately, you are the boss, right? You need to decide on your career, right? So Ketan is saying thanks, sir. Thank you, sir, says Varun. Good information about the subject, says Ketan. Okay, welcome, Ketan. Yeah. So thank you, sir. All the things are informative. Thanks for all the information, says Ninglaju Abhishek. Okay. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you for your patience. I know it's not easy to sit for 2.5 hours, right? That too on an evening time. Okay. So thank you very much for your patience. I really appreciate your time and investing in yourself to attend this webinar. As I told, our team will share you this, video, and then you can, look into it and then decide accordingly. So thank you very much. Welcome to all of you to the world of embedded and future possibilities. Okay. So take care. Okay. Bye.